Good morning, students. Today we will move on to the new lesson. So, before that, have you ever been to a cloth shop? Have you ever been to a cloth shop? For example, when the feast days comes, you go for shopping, isn't it? So, every time you go to clothes, okay, in order to shopping, there are a lot of clothes in the shops, clothes shops. You get a lot of clothes, variety of clothes are present, maybe cotton, silk, nylon, polyester. So different variety of clothes are present. So if you see in India, there are so many different types of fabric, isn't it? You can see variety of clothes are present in a country. Now if I come back to types of fabrics you have learnt in the 6th standard, it can be divided into two types, isn't it? That is natural fibers and synthetic fibers, or if you speak about fabrics, natural fabrics and synthetic fabrics. So today we will learn the lesson that is fiber to fabric. So natural fabrics, if you see, they are obtained from plants and animals that we have studied in 6th standard. Natural fibers we get from plants and animals. Now here what we are going to study is animal fabric. We are going to study in this lesson animal fabric. So if you see here, variety of fabrics. So first example is cotton. So cotton, the source is plant and the main use is summer clothing. Cotton clothes we use during the summer season. Next is the wool. So the source is from the animal. So whatever the woolen clothes which we get, the source is from animals. And when do we use this? That is during winter season. So animals which can give you wool, they are called as wool yielding animals. So thirdly, you can see the image, that is silk. So silk is obtained from the animal called as silkworm. Now you may be thinking that it is a worm. How can you call animal, isn't it? So even the insects, birds, these worms are categorized in the animal kingdom. So this belongs to the animals. Now from silk, the main use, what is the main use? That is formal events. Okay, when there is events, so you want to dress up formally. So these are the different types of fabric which we get in a country. Now how are clothes made? Do you know how clothes are made? Clothes, if you see, they are made from thread. If you see here the thread, so from thread you can either weave them or knit them. Threads also called as yarns. You have seen in the 6th standard. Threads also they are called as yarns. So from this thread I have made different types of clothes. So that is known as fabrics. That is known as fabrics. So you can see from the thread you get the clothes, variety of clothes. So that is the fabrics, in the sense that is a piece of cloth. Now the yarns which you get, what you do, you twist. When you twist this, you can get a thread. When you weave this thread, you can make it as your fabrics. So from the fabrics you can get your clothes. So these are your fabrics, and from this piece of cloth, what happened? You stitch the clothes, a proper clothes, decent clothes. So this is how you get, from the threads you get the fabrics, from fabrics you get your clothes. Next, if you see the wool. Now, wool is derived from hairy fibers of sheep, goat, yak. So you can see the woolen clothes, isn't it? So from where do we get? It is from hairy fibers of sheep, goat, yak, etc. Now, did you know that those animals who have these hairy fibers are called as fleece? Those hairy fibers are called as fleece. Fleece is nothing but the animal fur, animal hair. For example, if you see the sheep, goat, so the hairy fibers are called as fleece. Fleece. Next, how does the hair maintain heat? You have hair, isn't it? Now, how does this hair maintains heat? Now, how many of you feel very hot during summer? You may be imagining, isn't it? Yes, I feel very hot during summer. And what do you do? If especially girls, if your hair is too long, you tie your hair, isn't it? You tie your hair up. Why? Why do you tie your hair up during summer season? Because hair can trap a lot of air. Your hair can trap a lot of air. So air is a poor conductor of heat. So hair keeps these animals warm. Since the air is a poor conductor of heat, a body hair keeps the human beings or the animals warm. So even the animals, they have their hairy fibers, isn't it? So they keep their body warm. What type of hair makes wool? What type of hair? Now, hairy skin of the sheep has two types of fibers that forms its fleeces. Okay, so they have two types of fibers. The first one is the coarse beard hair. The coarse beard hair. Now, what is this coarse beard hair? Coarse is nothing but rough. So rough kind of hair is called the coarse beard hair. The second one is the fine soft under hair close to the skin. The next is the hair which is present near the skin. So those hair are very soft. So this kind of hair will give you a good quality wool. Okay, the hair which is present under the or close to the skin, that hair will give you a good quality wool. So the fine hair provides the fibers for making wool. So fibers, if you see, they are made up of thin thread, isn't it? So these thread which you can twist and get it make as a yarns. Okay, it is get it done as a yarns. Now next is the selective breeding of sheep for wool. Now imagine that I love stray cats. Okay, imagine yourself, you love stray cats and another person loves Persian cat. Now if you see the Persian cat, they have beautiful hair, isn't it? But their immunity is not strong. Whereas stray cats, they have lots of immunity and they do not fall sick easily. So Persian cats, they have low immunity, whereas the stray cats, they have a lot of immunity in their body. Now what if I want a kitten which is absolutely beautiful and also it should have strong immunity? Okay, beautiful like a Persian cat and it should have immunity like stray cat. So can I do something to get such type of cat? Yes, that is nothing but selective breeding. Now, if I take the father of stray cat and Persian cat as mother, and you together you mate them and you get a kitten which is beautiful and strong immunity. So here what did I do? I chose the parents. So I make them mate together. They had been through sexual reproduction and they gave a beautiful strong immunity kitten. So even I can do the same thing with the sheep as well. I can choose the parents. From them the sheep we get will have the good quality of wool. So selective breeding is nothing but when you choose the father sheep and the mother sheep, you get the sheep babies that have the best quality of wool. So some sheep are selectively bred to produce only soft underhair by selecting parents with special characteristics. So that is selective breeding of sheep. So breeding is nothing but it is reproduction. Next we'll see the source of wool other than sheep. Okay, other than sheep there are different animals. Now which are those animals? If you see the yak wool. The yak wool is found in Tibet and Ladakh. The second is mohair angora goats. So this is found in Jammu Kashmir. Thirdly, camel fur. Camel, you know, it is around the world. And fourth, llama and alpaca. So this is found in South America. So other than sheep, these are the sources of wool. Next, pashmina shawl. So this is nothing but the under fur of Kashmiri goat is soft. Okay. If you see the Kashmiri goat, the under fur, that is I said, one is coarse hair, then one more is under fur. So that is which is very soft. So here in the Kashmir goat, the under fur is very soft. So it is woven into fine shawls called as pashmina shawls. You maybe have seen this kind of shawls, isn't it? So very good shawls and very expensive these are, and they are very soft. So these shawls are prepared from this under fur of Kashmiri goat. From wool to yarn. So what happens? You get a raw dirty wool and then it is washed. It is cleaned and washed and then it is combed. You can see here it is combed so that all the small ones are taken away. Okay, the small things which are there, they are taken away, and from there what do you get? You get yarn. So from wool to yarn.